We're live. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Traveling with Bruce and Stock Markets with Bruce live dual show on YouTube. Surprise show Friday afternoon. We got some trivia. I guess it's Friday evening in the East. It is 3 o'clock in the Pacific time zone, 6 o'clock New York time. What is it, 1 in the morning in Europe? Sorry, Europeans, for being so late. In Australia, I'm sure it's first thing in the morning. So get up and let's have some fun and play some trivia. Thank you for being here today, everybody. Nice to have you coming by to see me. Lovely thing that it's a Friday, but the weather, the outside here, it's still just smoky as can be. It's just terrible. Unfortunately for us, it has not been good, and it has not improved a lot yet, unfortunately. But what can I say? The smoke is in the air, and trees are burning, and we're supposed to get rain tomorrow around here. And if we get rain tomorrow, that will make a massive difference, of course. Let me just turn off my sound here on my big ass iPhone 11 Pro, Max Pro, whatever that thing's called. iPhone 11 Pro Max, that's what it is. And I got my big ass iPad going here. I got one channel over here. I got the other channel over here. I got the camera over here. How you guys doing? Welcome to the show. Tell me, how are you doing today? If you've never watched me before, shame on you, but you know, there's always the first time, I guess. Say hi and tell me, where are you watching me from? What's your weather like where you guys are? Here in Creston, we're about 75 degrees outside. Very gray, like we've got London fog, but it was worse a few days ago. I guess last Saturday, Sunday, it kicked in, and it was really bad Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But I can actually tell that there are mountains out there, but I can't see anything about them. I can see it's a little darker gray on the mountain range, light gray above the mountain, and there's just a fine little line between the dark and the light gray, and that's the line of the mountain range. It's and this is 2 miles from my house. I can't see anything. Unbelievable. I have not seen Idaho all week. It's been hiding. Idaho is 3 miles south of here. The mountains are about 8 to 10 miles south of here. Haven't seen the mountains for a full week. We're socked in, and the hope we have is that we're getting rain and some wind, and that'll dissipate it and clean out, with the air, with the rain through the air, we'll clean it out a bit. I don't know how this works. I'm not in the atmosphere cleaning business. I'm in the YouTube entertainment business. YouTube creator business, I suppose. Entertainment, I don't know if I'm that entertaining. But I'm here. I've got trivia as well. So looking forward to sharing some of that with you. And I've got a little bit of cruise news that I was reading up on, and I'm happy to discuss all week long. Anybody want to talk about the stock market today, this week, I'm happy to do that as well. We got both channels on the go. 7 of you are here on Stock Markets with Bruce. Welcome to all of you on that channel. And the rest of you are here on TWB, Traveling with Bruce. I think 43 of you and counting, and the numbers are climbing quickly right now. Nice to have all of you coming by to spend a little bit of Friday with me without any notice whatsoever. These are the second shows I do every week, and I never know when I'm going to do the next one. It's one of those, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But I thought, why not? I'll do a trivia show today, have some fun with you guys, and visit, and that would be great. And of course, on Monday, I'll be back on, as always, at 7 o'clock for sponsor members, and at 8 o'clock for the big live show on Traveling with Bruce. So welcome one, welcome all. Nice to have you here. Let's see who's saying hi to me already. A few of you folks have been already around here. SLGC Mets, I can't watch tonight, but I'll catch you on Monday. Right on. Carol, Fast, good afternoon. We have moved from hazardous air quality to unhealthy. Interesting. Ken, correct. Ken, how you doing? Hi from Jen and Ken in Saginaw, Michigan. Temperature 55 degrees. With a frost advisory tonight, gasoline $1.94 a gallon. We haven't yet had that frost advisory. We've been in the mid to upper 50s for our lows. With this massive air mess we have, where it locks in the heat, kind of retains it. So we get into the 70s instead of the 90s. but we go down to the mid 50s instead of the 30s. So right now we're still quite mild here, but it isn't pleasant to look at. But what can I say? Ken and Janet, welcome from beautiful Saginaw. Nice to have you back here today. Kirk Brunson, hey Bruce, TWB family. Kirk from the Big Apple is in the house. How you doing, pal? Welcome to the show today. Carla Miller, hi Bruce from Arlington, Texas. It's 88 degrees. Gas is $1.59 at Sam's Club. $1.59. Are you kidding me? You adjust that for inflation and go backwards. You go back to like the year 2000, 20 years ago. That's like 99 cents a gallon. You go back to 1980 when Reagan was president. Was that 40 years ago? Can you believe that? 40 years ago. This would be what, 50 cents a gallon? I mean, my goodness, that is it any wonder Texas and Oklahoma are hurting right now? And here in Canada, Alberta in Canada is hurting big time. There are layoffs and the office towers have 35% vacancy. It's a depression in Calgary. Kirk Brunson, hi Bruce, team of family from New York. Welcome again. Margie, hiya from Arizona. How you doing, Margie from Arizona? Welcome to the show. Whereabouts in Arizona are you watching me from? Are you watching me from Buckeye? You watching me from Mesa, Tempe? Are you watching me from Scottsdale, Glendale, Flagstaff? You tell me. How's it going? Hope your air quality is good over there. Amit Rana, hi from the UK. Welcome, Amit. Can't sleep, huh? It's late, but it's Friday night. You can sleep in tomorrow, so it's okay. Welcome to the show. Janice Compton, Garaway, hi, Bruce, and TW family from Oshawa, Ontario. Welcome, Janice. I used to live in Bay Ridges, Ontario. I may have mentioned that before. Welcome to the show. I was a child, though, when that happened. That was many years ago. Jack Wise, greetings. Friday greetings from Conroe, Houston, Texas, where it is clear, sunny, and 88 degrees. Jack Wise, one of my sponsor members. Thank you, Jack. Same with Kirk Brunson and others. Nice to have you here, buddy. Mickey Mouse is my spirit animal, another sponsor member of the show. Good evening, Bruce and TW family. Hello, Kirk and Carol. Tracy from New York is in the house. Welcome, Tracy. Another wonderful viewer from that beautiful city, New York. Matthew Typo, greetings from Ohio. Welcome, Matthew from Ohio. Oh, Maggie Art, hey y'all, how you doing, Maggie? Jen, hi Bruce. Just time to pour a drink and get people to hit the like button for you. That would be great, folks. If you could throw this show on this channel, TWB, or on this channel, Stock Markets with Bruce. Hit a thumbs up today if you don't mind. And get these channels some momentum, because the more thumbs ups we have, the sooner the show is going, the more engagement the YouTube people are picking up, and they start recommending the channel to others, and we might get a larger crowd. That would be fabulous. Thank you. Margie, sunny, 107 in Florence, by the way. Florence, Arizona. Welcome, Margie from Florence, and it's 107, but it's a dry heat. Remember that. Hope your skies are clear. Diane Bradley, hello from Chicago, where it's sunny and 60 degrees. I got a bunch of Chicagoans that follow this channel as well. Great folks in Illinois. Welcome to my show tonight. Surprise live show without any warning whatsoever. Mickey Mouse, hello, Jack Wise, Matthew, and Maggie. Mermaid C is saying hi. So many commercials, she says. I don't know. Is it before my show that the commercials come on, or what? I don't know how that works. Carol Fassett, hello, Mickey Mouse. Good evening. Jen, hi, Bruce and TW viewers. Don't forget to hit the like button for trivia. We need like buttons on the likes on both channels. Get those going. Linda Doer, Reno is still hazardously smoky with increased winds today, which again increases our fire danger. So on the one hand, the smoke gets kind of blown, but if there's more behind it, you just blow the smoke around. And of course, fire danger. That's not good. She says at least the temps are down in the 70s now from the hundreds. That's better. And I'd rather be cruising. I hear you there. I kind of wish I were on a cruise ship all this week. I've been hoping to be on a cruise ship for the last 6 months, but just not been happening, has it? Margie, gas $2.35 a gallon. That's not bad, Margie. It's not as cheap as I've been hearing, but still for Florence, Arizona. All right, we'll take that. Janet, hi from Bangor. Hi, Janet. I'm assuming Bangor, Maine. Welcome to the show. Kane, Lily, hi, Bruce. Do you think the Sun and Sea Princess could get sold for scrap? It's possible. On the other hand, they might. Maybe Carnival has sold the two Princess cruise ships to a ferry line, and they're waiting for the paperwork to close, and transfer will be done. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. I mean, these ships are 25 years old-ish. Are they ancient? No. Are there ships a lot older still in business? There were ships from the 60s and 80s. But yeah, these ships for the Carnival people are not going to cut it anymore. And something tells me that these ships may also, are over the next 5 years, would have issues with regards to their emissions systems, maybe not up to speed. Their water purification systems and their discharge systems might not be up to the new standards that are kicking in over the next 5 years. And so Carnival looked at these two ships and went, you know what? For us to keep these guys going, these two ships going, we're going to have to pour in $50 million each ship just for environmental rules over the next 5-10 years. On top of that, we can only use the balcony rooms in probably certain jurisdictions. Something tells me that I don't care if it's the CDC or if it's the Australian government or New Zealand or Canada or UK or in Europe, balconies only, please. If you're going to lock up people for possibly 2 weeks on a quarantine scenario, we only want people in balconies. We don't want them in inside rooms. That's what is dooming these cruise ships that we're hearing about being scrapped one after the other. 18 now are being let go by Carnival. What one thing do they have in common? They have a very low number of balcony suites, cabins, compared to all of the cabins on the ship. And there's the downfall of the ship, among other issues. So yeah, Kane, I don't know. Nick B, trivia, awesome, right on, Nick. Mrs. Brittany Anderson is here. Hi all, welcome Brittany to the show. Rebecca Reimer, hello from Lexington, North Carolina. Beautiful 74 degrees here. By the way, Mrs. Brittany Anderson is a sponsor member, as you can tell by her name being in green with the logo beside it. And here's another sponsor member, Jack Wise, and low humidity, right on, buddy. Mickey Mouse, another sponsor member. Hello, Linda Doer. Hello, Janet. Hello, Kane. Matthew, hello from Garfield Heights in Ohio. Vince Hindley, $1.59 for gas. Can you send some to California, because it isn't that cheap there for sure. Matthew saying hello from Ohio. Patty Legas, hi Bruce. Is there any way that the world can make China pay for all this destruction that they have brought on the world? Well, sometimes you get dealt a bad hand. It's what you do with it, though, sometimes that it makes even more of the difference. And I'm happy to report just, 3 days ago, Canada, they had 0 deaths from the virus for our first day since March. We had 0 for the first time. Unfortunately, though, the case numbers in Canada are going up again. Although when we talk about case numbers going up, it's a whole different thing. I don't mean like out of control, but in British Columbia here, the government officials are freaking out because we're hitting 150 cases a day, 150 out of 6 million population. Florida, they're celebrating when it's less than 10,000 a day. They're yeah, we're on the right track. It's happening. I think the U.S. right now would be doing cartwheels if it was under 25,000 cases a day, but it's nowhere near that. And India, what is India now? Almost 100,000 cases a day and rising still. That's 3 million a month, folks. And you can imagine how many of those folks are spreading to others because they didn't know they had it until they were tested for it. How many did they spread it to? India could be doing 300,000-400,000 a day for all we know. Really scary stuff. That's 400,000 a day, 12 million a month. Yikes. 1977 is here. CCL, what happened to the stock? Went down. It went down. It went down in price. All cruise lines went down in price today. It was a bad week for the cruise shares. Terry Woods, just thought I would say hi between tropical storms down here in Florida. Terry, welcome. Welcome to the show, and hang in there, buddy. Stay dry and stay safe. Janet, if it rains, it will be AM. We could use rain around here, I'll tell you that. Andrew, hi, Bruce. Hey, Andrew, how you doing, buddy? Mickey Mouse, hello, Bruce, and Stock Markets Family with Bruce. Yes, we're now at 12 folks watching on the Stock Market channel, which is our new channel. And we have about 55 watching on TWB. Thank you for being here, all 67 of you so far. The Stock Market channel has now got 899 subscribers. We're 101 away from hitting monetization on that metric. And we're about 90,000 minutes away from hitting monetization from a watch minutes point of view on that metric. So the channel is coming along, and I upload a video here and there and here and there, and do a couple dual live shows and build up the watch minutes. And thank you all of you for supporting the channel too. Janet, sorry if it rains, will be an acid rain situation for you if it were. No, not really. It's it's ash that will fall out of the sky, will land on the ground. The water will evaporate as it always does, and the ash will be left as more of a crusty material. There will be a lot of water intermingling, and the ash will intermingle, and you'll have a dust layer that will be hard and crusty, and it won't be floating in the atmosphere, which would be a lot better. Better to have it on the ground and then just be absorbed into the front lawns and the gardens and the farmers' fields, and just become part of the ecology, which is part of life. I mean, over millions of years, there have been forest fires around the world. In some cases more than others. And the smoke and the ash always rises and eventually falls and becomes part of the regurgitation process. And that's what happens. But right now we've got a little too much in the air, haven't we? Joel Harris, hello from Longyeland, New York. Welcome, Joel, from New York. I think that's Long Island is where he's actually located on, if I recall. Matthew, what's the fate of Pullmantur, Zenith, and Horizon? The Horizon, Zenith, okay, two of the ships are in. The Monarch the Monarch and the what was the other one? Majesty, was it called? The rumor is that the Horizon is going in for scrap as well. It hasn't yet gone there, and or the Zenith. We'll be watching that, but I think their dates are numbered unless there's a sale pending. I don't know of one. Joel Harris, gas 201 a gallon, cheap gas prices. Man, oh man. Brittany, on Saturday, I earned my first certification through Intel Travel, and that would make me a dream maker. Fantastic. Way to go, Brittany. You are making it happen, girl. Way to go. Carol Fassett, good news today. Officer friend on Royal Caribbean finally got off. The ship is in Miami and headed back to India via Newark. Hadn't touched land since March. Wow, that's unbelievable. Lance Ross, good day from Australia. Welcome, Lance, from down under. Mike So and Bruce, did you see the Carnival ship this week arrive in Turkey for scrapping? It looks like we're scrapping the other ships at beach. They're being beached. Yes, we do know that was it the Inspiration or the Imagination? There's so many ships with the letter I in the F's. But yes, Carnival delivered another ship for scrapping. It had been crossing the Atlantic and through the Mediterranean for the last 10 days, and it's now there. There'll be two more ships joining it shortly from Carnival, and we'll see what happens to these Princess ships that have just been announced that are going to be dropped by the cruise line as well. Jan, can't wait to get a sponsor member logo over here with the stalkers. Oh yeah, on Stock Markets with Bruce. Yeah, well, I can't get sponsor members on Stock Markets with Bruce until I hit 30,000 subscribers. I have to reach 30,000. That's why there's only sponsor members on Traveling with Bruce. The requirement is 30,000 subs, and that happened about a year ago for this channel. And I thank all of you who are who've become sponsor members. It runs you 33 cents a day to become a sponsor member of this channel. And that helps keep me on the air for every one of you that join in. And of course, I thank you very much for that. Jack Wise, Vince Hindley, as for gas, you are welcome to move to Texas, but no California politics, please. Keep that out of here. Jen, hi, Tracy. Mickey Mouse, I hear you, Jen. Brittany, dinner tonight is pasta loaded with vegetables. Let's all give Bruce a thumbs up. Thank you. Hello, my dearest Jen. The Yaws Travels. I tested positive yesterday for COVID. Don't feel too bad. Hope you are good. Hope you're going to be all right. Hopefully the symptoms are mild and you'll be all right. Keep our fingers crossed for you. Welcome to the show. Stay indoors and stay away from others if you can. Jen, we need a special support. We need a special support for the channel logo. Joel, you said shares will fall, and they did. Yes, I did. I predicted I did a video about a week or 10 days ago talking about how the cruise line shares, this is on the Stock Markets channel, talked about how the cruise line shares were unable to hit new high levels since they hit the highs in June, around June the 8th or something like that. Because back in March, well, before that, January, February, the cruise shares fell off of those levels that they were at. and then they dropped down to their lows in March. And then by June 8th, the 3 cruise lines all hit a new high level since they crapped out. And then they backed off again. And they've not been able to reach that level since. There's been one attempt made and it failed, and another, and it's failing. And I was asking in the video, why is that? Why is that? And I went into my reasons why I think cruise shares are not going to hit the highs even of June the 8th. Forget about what they were at in January of this past year. They're not going back there for an awful long time. I mean, we're talking probably years before we see that. But I think we're going even lower. This is only the beginning of I think, a long trough. We might find a pattern where the shares take 2 steps down, go 1 step up, and then 2 steps down and go 1 step up. We're going to hit lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Very weak fundamental look at if you're a chartist, like following stock charts. But technically and realistically, economically, the cruise lines are bleeding $1 billion a month. $1 billion a month is evaporating into the air for the big 3 alone, let alone all the other cruise lines that are out there. And there is no turning that around for quite some time. We're now hearing cruise cancellations now going into 2021 on a number of cruise lines and a number of regions of the world where there will be no sailing at all. And so I'm expecting sooner or later another extension of the shutdown. But at the moment, politics has gotten right in the middle of all of it, and we're coming up to an election, and we're kind of in a suspended animation here with U.S. cruising dates and stuff. But quietly and discreetly, the cruise lines are making announcements that they're canceling, the Holland America canceled cruises, Princess canceled cruises, Cunard canceled cruises, P&O this week, the UK, all cruises canceled. Those are all cruise lines from Carnival. Those are all Carnival brands. But Carnival itself hasn't yet canceled its sailings any further than they have. So, and then of course this week we heard about the Senate, the senators from Florida wanting to bring a set sail safety act to the Senate to try to pass this, to get cruising going again in the U.S. Fat chance this close to an election, and then in January everything changes over. No matter what happens, this bill isn't going to see the light of day, unfortunately, or fortunately, because they're trying to sideline the CDC. That's what this is. This is a sneaky way to put the CDC over here and let Homeland Security run everything, like they're disease experts. Yeah, there we go. Brittany, it's currently 79 degrees, and I feel like temperature of 82, where she is in Louisiana. Mickey Mouse, I agree, Jen. Matthew, Imagination, that's the one, and Sovereign, those are the ones that are over there. People's Republic of San Francisco, you are a sight for sore eyes, Bruce. Thank you so much. Jeff, Dynan, Saturday morning, Bruce, in Melbourne, Australia, 25 Celsius, and it's Saturday morning. What a great way to start the weekend. We got our Saturday morning in about 12 hours, 14 hours, 15 hours. It'll be Saturday morning here. Linda Dewar, how many crew members does it take to sail a ship to Turkey to be scrapped? How do the crew members then get home? Well, Linda, I would say 15 to 20 is all they're going to need, if that. They need a couple of folks down below in the kitchens, keep the food going. If you had a chef, a sous chef, a dishwasher, maybe a runner, you got like 3-4 down there. Then you got the engine room guys. You got 3 or 4 or 5 in over there, also watching the water systems, the electricals. Then you got the bridge with the captain and all the navigators, and you got to have 24/7 rotation. So you're on duty 24/7 while you're moving the ship across the oceans. So maybe 20, 25, 30. You don't need hundreds. Everyone else is already off the ship. All the other crew long gone. And when they got to Turkey, what happened was the ship just sat offshore about 2-3 miles from the shipyard, and tenders were brought out to the ship from the shore, and on the tenders would have been officials from the shipyard, the scrapyard. They would have taken over control of the ship there, and the captain may have stayed on until the very end. I'm not sure. Maybe a couple of the bridge officers may have stayed on until they beached the ship. But in any event, the rest of the crew would have got off on the tender. The tender would have gone back to shore where there would have been a bus waiting for them. They would have been probably bused immediately to an airport or to train stations, wherever they were headed home to from there. The captain and anyone else who was left on the ship would have got off the ship once it was beached at the shipyard. And the way they do that is they just come all the way down to deck 2 or deck 3 where the doors are, and they'll bring a little tender there, or if the doors are open and land is down below, they literally bring a ladder and they get off the ship. They go down the ladder down to the ground, and then they hop in a taxi and off they go. They've got their luggage already packed with them. They take that with them, and they already knew before their voyage started from, I believe, Curacao, if I recall. Before the trip started to go to Turkey, they knew where they were going and why. So they would have probably offloaded 90% of their personal effects back there. And those suitcases and boxes of personal effects would have then been sent by Federal Express or whatever on, with the cruise line to their homes, to their families. And so their luggage and everything will be waiting for them when they get home. But getting off the ship, they might have a backpack with some stuff, a few changes of clothes that lasted across the, and that, all that basic stuff, your toothpaste and your toothbrush, and everything else just left behind on the ship to be sold off, scrapped, recycled, you name it, whatever was left. Sean, hello from Denver, Colorado. Now have 6 Tesla shares. Yee-hoo-hoo. Way to go. Battery day is coming on the 22nd. I feel good news coming your way, and I think the shares will go higher. I think long-term, they're going to go higher. Yaws Travels. Yes, Carnival shares fell £9 to £9 in value in the UK. I might buy at £6 a share. I think they're going to go down by at least half again. I think they can go down to 6 or 7 American dollars. They might reach 5, and that would be 2/3 lower than where they are now. Norwegian closed at $15-16. They can go to $5 a share. Royal Caribbean, they were 72-ish, 71-ish. They closed at 68, 67, something like that. They could reach 25, maybe 20 a share. Yeah. It's not pretty. It's just not pretty. Mickey Mouse, congrats, Sean Murphy. Jeannie is here. Hi, Jeannie, sponsor member. Hi, everybody. Bill and Jeannie are in the house. Better late than never. Welcome to the show, you guys. Nice to have you here. We have 10 folks on the Stock Markets with Bruce channel watching me right now, simulcasting with Traveling with Bruce. 73 on the total. So we have 63 on TWB and 10 on Stock Markets with Bruce. That kind of makes sense because one channel has 60,000 subs practically. The other one has 900. And welcome to all of you, and thank you for being here tonight. Auntie Mon, 5 cases of the virus in New South Wales yesterday. Australia, still 5 cases too many for Queensland. Won't open the doors to us. No cruise ships will be able to go either. Nope, there will be no sailing going into Australia all summer for Australia, which is just starting now. New Zealand shut down. There won't be any cruise ships going there either. And that's why with the 2 Princess ships that Carnival let go today, those were ships plying the waters in and around Australia. And because they wouldn't be working for at least the next 6-8 months, the decision is easy. These ships have nowhere to sail with paying passengers because where they were going to go and sail, they can't sail. And Carnival is not going to sink 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 million into each ship over the next 5 years to keep them up and running anymore. They had to be let go. So that's the bottom line. Carol just got an email from officer on Royal Caribbean in New York. He got news that Mumbai is doing a PCR test on arrival with an 8-hour turnaround. If negative, you don't have to quarantine. So that's the wave of the future. That's going to happen sooner rather than later worldwide. I think plane loads of people landing in New York or landing in Berlin or landing in Paris or wherever you go to, anywhere in the world, you'll get off the plane and you will have a virus test the minute you get off the aircraft in a sealed off room like a waiting area. And you'll be given your test results within soon 5 to 10 to 20 minutes. And if you're negative, you're good to go. It's like clearing customs. It'll be kind of the same thing. And eventually the tests will be less than 5 minutes. When they get them perfected to that, it'll be really quick. And that's going to make things a lot easier. I can also see where you take the test before you go on your plane. You're at the departure gate, or you're at the check-in counter, or somewhere along the process at the airport to get to your plane. You're going to be taking a test before you're allowed through security, perhaps. And whether if you're positive, you can't come in. If you're negative, you can proceed. I see that happening too. We'll see. Carol, a correction, might be exempt from quarantine. Right on. Shauna Smoda is here. Hi, Shauna. Hello from Portland, Oregon. Rainy today at last. Hoping it'll help with the smoke and wildfire, so maybe we can go outside again. Boy, that would be really great. If any one area deserves rain, it's Oregon and California, of course. Boy, do you guys need rain badly, and spread it around. Let's hope there's a bunch of it for everybody. Jan is saying 39 thumbs ups on TWB. Thank you, everybody watching me on Traveling with Bruce and on Stock Markets with Bruce. And thank you for giving me thumbs ups. If you can throw a thumbs up on this show right now, you're helping this channel get found by others, because YouTube will promote the channel a bit more because of the engagement between the host and the audience. Thank you for being part of my audience today. I love it. I'm getting ready for trivia. Let's see, any more comments coming in? Yes, here we are. Hi from southern Wisconsin. Lori Putz is here. Hi, Lori. Temps at 62 degrees and gas is under $2. I want this election to be over, people to wear the masks, and travel to be back. I will wear the masks traveling too. I would have no problems wearing a mask anywhere I go. I'm getting used to it. And if a doctor can wear a mask in an operating room with the nurses and the esthetician, is that what you call them? All those specialty people, if they can all wear masks in operating rooms for operations that last a half an hour to 10 hours in length, I'm sure I can wear a mask walking around a grocery store, going to the corner store. Shouldn't be a major inconvenience for this guy. I'm not a brain surgeon, but geez, if you need a doctor to wear masks in an operating room when they cut patients open, do you think it's not a bad idea to wear a mask, for the convenience of not either catching the virus or giving it to somebody? Yeah. Lori, thank you for being here. Mike Dixon, sad to hear that Carnival has $10 billion of debt and annual interest costs of $1 billion. These are big numbers. They're going to get worse. I hate to break it to you, but I'll tell you, I think that the cruise lines in the next 3 to 6 months will be forced to try to go back to the bond market again. Now, as I've been speaking the last week about Carnival, I think they were trying to raise $1 billion through a stock sale, and I don't know if they were successful or not, but I predicted that they would be lucky / happy if they could raise $1 billion extra cash at $15 a share by selling stock from the Treasury. My advice to these guys: if the brokerage firms are offering you $3 billion at $15 a share, take it, because $500 million is used up every 30 days by Carnival right now. So $3 billion would last you 6 more months. They're going to need more cash, because the other issue that's happening here, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but you have to keep in mind that cruises stopped dead in their tracks back in March. People were canceling cruises in January and February before the March cruises because they saw the news, they realized what was happening, and they were afraid. But since March, all cruise lines have been canceling cruises. Here we are in September. 6 months. So for 6 months, the cruise lines have systematically canceled cruises. The cruises are canceled out to the end of October, is it? So that's 7 months of cancellations. And in the first 2 or 3 months, when those March cruises got canceled and those April cruises got canceled, even the Mays, a lot of folks who were canceled out, they just turned around right away and rebooked something 3 months, 4 months later. The March people were rebooking for the summer or the fall, and the April people and the May people, they were looking at the fall, maybe the winter. Then the June and July, they started looking further. Well, now it's 7 months later, and there's no end in sight. People think there's an end in sight. Some people do. They think that miraculously everything's going to start. Senators Rubio and Rick Scott think we can just go cruising tomorrow. It's not going to happen. And so more and more cruisers are savvy enough to know that if I book a cruise right now with these guys, they can't guarantee that I'm going on a cruise. Why would I tie up my money for maybe a year or two when I can just wait this thing out? Why don't I wait it out, find out what ships are left, where are the ships going when they are going? Because these itineraries that they promised us 2 years ago, you can forget about those itineraries. They're not going to do those itineraries anymore. They're going to redo everything. And so people are not rebooking as much. And so every time another month's worth of cruisings get canceled, you have, in the case of, I think it's in the case of Norwegian, it's 500,000 passengers who've lost their cruise. It used to be that about 250,000 of them would just take a credit and book something else, and the remainder would take their money. I think what's going to happen now is 80% are going to take their money, because these folks are going to go, hey, I love you, Norwegian, I really do, but you cannot tell me anything with certainty when I can go, where I can go, and on what ship. You can't do that anymore, because it's been 6, 7, 8 months. It's going to be longer and longer. Excuse me. So the cruise lines are going to start eating into their deposit money, because as they cancel cruises, they have to give back this deposit money they're sitting on. They're sitting on billions of dollars of your money. They have to start paying it back. They can offer 125% credits. They can offer you a $200 spending spree on board the ship. They'll offer you the world to keep the money with them. But more and more people are going to say, I'm not going to play that game. And so I see going forward the next 90 days of cancellations, several billions of dollars being sucked out of the cruise lines' bank accounts just from refunds. And they can't replace it, because they're going to try, and they are now. They are doing all kinds of marketing as hard as they can. I'm getting comments from viewers who are telling me that they're getting contacted on the telephone by sales agents from the cruise lines. They're cold calling you, trying to get you to book a cruise. We got a deal. We got the offer. 5 things thrown in for nothing. All the perks. Please book. They're desperate, and for good reason. You're darn right they're desperate. And but they're having to try to sell you a 2021 or 2022 or 2023 cruise. There's no guarantee they can do it. So that's what's happening. So these cruise lines are going to raise more money, and these interest expenses, they're going to go higher, because if you can't sell stock to raise cash, you have to raise cash by issuing a note, a bond, a something that pays a dividend, something that pays interest. And the bankers in Wall Street used to say to the big 3 public companies, cruise lines, yeah, you want to raise a couple $billion? Oh, sure. Carnival, 4%, 3.75%, 4.25%. No problem. We'll give you money for 10 years at 4%. How about that? Now, Carnival talks to their bankers, and the bankers are telling them, yeah, listen, we know you can't issue bonds now that are secured, because all of your ships are mortgaged off. Those are spoken for. You have no assets left to pledge. The only asset you have now is your good name, your brand, your reputation. That's what it is. Goodwill. Unfortunately, in the middle of a pandemic, and after 7 months of shutdown with another 5 or 6 or a year to go, maybe we have to be paid. Like our investors are going to buy your bonds if you pay them 15 to 20% interest. They'll happily give you money there, but they're not even going to give you money at 12% anymore, because they might lose it. And there's the problem. So the first issue that the cruise lines are going to deal with in the next 2 years are all the notes, all the bonds that have to be paid off between now and 24 months from now. There aren't many left, but there are several billion they're going to need just for that. So that they're going to want to roll those over. So they'll take an old bond that they used to pay 4% interest on, and they'll reissue it to a new batch of investors, or the same guys, but at 15, 20%. So that's how they keep that money in the bank. They don't get any new cash. They just increase their expenses by 10% more, from 4% to, or from 5% to 15, or 12% more, from 4 to 16. But if they need fresh cash additionally, which they will, they're going to raise even more money with 16 to 20% interest rates. And this will ultimately do them in if they can't get sailing. They have to get sailing with paying passengers. Everybody knows this. This is not a secret, but the stock market has been ignoring it. The investors on the common stock who've been bidding it up the last 3 months have been ignoring reality, that these cruise lines are in a sea of hurt. And it's just not getting better. So that's what I got. Emily Archer, good afternoon, Bruce. Welcome, Emily, to the show. Carlos, hi, Bruce. Do you think Alaska will come back by summer 2021? I'm in Miami, Florida. Right now, cruising for 2021 is 70-30 no. 30% chance, 70% no chance. Why? Because Canada won't allow it. And Canada had 0 deaths 2 days ago for the first time in a long time, but our numbers are rising again. And with this, we're getting ready. Well, in where I live in British Columbia, bars and nightclubs were shut down last week. Shut down. They're now talking about restaurants having to close at 10 o'clock in the evening. It cannot be open past 10 o'clock because what happens is folks go out to dinner at 7 o'clock. They have their meal and they order a beer and a drink, and then they hang around in the restaurant and keep drinking until 11 o'clock. And they get loosey-goosey and they leave their masks off. And there's 50 people in the restaurant and they're spreading the virus amongst themselves. So they're shutting it down at 10 o'clock. So they stop the socializing in the restaurants. Soon they'll drop it to 7 o'clock. Then they'll just shut them down. Takeout only. Eat at home. Don't go out. We will go into a full lockdown, shutdown again if we have to, and that means no cruising. Not a chance will there be cruising through Canada. No way. Carol, my transplant was a 12-hour surgery. Doctor wearing a mask for that long. That's right. That's right. Your doctor respects your life and has a code of ethics along with the entire team that was working with that doctor. And anyone near the operating theater were full masks and full garb with the booties and the gloves, everything to protect you against microorganisms, which is what's killing everybody with this virus. Can't wait to get my TWB mask from RedBubble. Jen, I hope you get them soon. 17 stalkers for trivia. Keep those thumbs ups coming for the stock market channel. We get 17 thumbs ups at the stock market channel. Fantastic, you guys. Emily, at Trader Joe's today, we had to wait in line outside for a shopping cart. And when a customer came out of the store, then we were told to grab a cart and walk in. Their safety rules are due to the virus. Same thing in Canada. We've had lineups in large cities the whole time. From March till now, even in the winter, people were waiting outside Costco for an hour to get in. That's the price Canada paid to try to keep it down. And Canada's been, fairly successful. Still, we still have had casualties, but nowhere near other countries. Emily, Jen, hello, how are you doing? Carla Miller, I have 2 cruises scheduled, one in November, one in January, waiting for Carnival to cancel those. Yeah, they will. Nikki, hi, I'll just pop in to say, hey there, can't stay for trivia, but I'll wear my mask when I get out. Right on, welcome, Nikki. Emily, Nikki, hey, Nikki, I will see you tomorrow on Chili's show. Good to see you here. Carlos, do you think MSC will survive? Yes, they will. They will survive. They've got deep, deep pockets. Their parent company is massive. Mike Dixon, sadly, it could result in the end of cheap cruises as cruise companies will have to reduce capacity to 60-70%. Plus, many older, frailer people might be deterred from cruising. The ships that are being let go by Carnival, these 18 ships, have you noticed another pattern with these ships? The 4 that Carnival got rid of, the 4 Carnival brand ships, those ships were used for the 3, the 4, and the 5-day getaways. Those are the El Cheapo cruises Carnival was famous for. $250 per person to go on a quick cruise. College break cruises. Those are the ships used by the college kids to get blitzed on. Those were the ones that had the cheap Mexican destinations, and you were in there for 50, 60, 70 bucks a night. Those ships are gone now. What's left? The $400 to $600 million ships, the $1 to $200 million ships are gone, and they're going to be all gone, those old ones. Wait for Royal Caribbean. They're next. Royal Caribbean is swearing up and down, we're not going to get rid of our old ships. Every ship is safe. Watch for it. There's 7 or 8 ships that Royal Caribbean is going to dump too. They're going to have to do it. The People's Republic, San Francisco, why open up cruising if the industry can borrow money to stay afloat until 2021? There you go. Why open it up? Paper Gamer, it's amazing. We still can't buy the stocks at a low price, but just wait, my friend. They're coming to you, but I wouldn't buy them when they get there. Like when they get to $5 a share, I still wouldn't buy them. Because they'll be worth -20. There'll be no value in the stock at all. The guys who are going to make the money on Carnival are the bondholders at 15%. If for a while, but I don't know. They better have insurance against that bond. Good evening, everybody. Billy Farron is in the house. Hey, Billy, how you doing, pal? Mike Dixon, can cruise companies afford to pay 20% interest of their bonds? That's massive. That's right. They if they're forced to take the loan, they will for a while, but only for a while. Matthew, can't wait for trivia. It's coming. Jen, hi, Emily. Nice to see you. Hospice medic. Bruce, if a cruise line in the Caribbean has 4 ships, how long do you think they can clear all the onboard credit passengers? Yes, this is something else. Carnival has been handing out cruise credits to everyone that's been canceled out. These 18 ships, all their cruises just got canceled this week. Think about this. 18 ships that Carnival had canceled all their cruises from March to infinity because they'll never sail again. This is hundreds of thousands of passengers. I don't know how many 300,000, 600,000 cruises have been canceled. How many are going to take cruise credits and how many are going to take cash? When these ships offload these ships, when these cruise lines get rid of these ships, on the one hand, they don't pay the monthly fee to keep them running. But on the other hand, they've just kissed off all of 2021, 2022, and 2023 money that they've been sitting on for future cruises. Those have to be dealt with. And this is why you're not getting through on the telephone so easily with these guys. They're busy. And Carnival is draining out that $8 billion they've got that they're sitting on. They've got commitments every time they cancel these 2 cruise ships with Princess Cruise Lines is giving away millions of dollars right now because they canceled the 2 ships entirely. They're gone. Now they're going to try to hold on to these people with their money. This is the problem with reducing your fleet, the other one, There's all kinds of issues here. Billy, Bruce, who is the parent company of MSC? It is actually MSC Container Ship Company, the second largest container ship company in the world, a privately held company based in Switzerland. They have something like 530 offices around the world. They have thousands and thousands of container ships, like many. They handle millions of container loads of cargo per year, and they're global, so they're quite large. Now, their business is down, of course, but they're profitable. They're still very profitable because we still need to import and export and all that kind of stuff. Emily Archer, in New York City, no eating inside, just outside. The bar's still out of control, but in Westchester County, New York, where I am, they have both inside and outside eating right now. Interesting. Tom Henry, hello, everybody from Richmond, Virginia. Tom Henry, how you doing, buddy? Another great sponsor member. Brittany Anderson, Bruce, if you do not start trivia next 3 minutes, I'm out of here. I'm bored. Hang in there. We're getting close. Matthew, the Empress of the Seas and Imagine the Seas are next. There'll be 6 or 7 Carnival or Royal Caribbean ships that certainly have to go. Jan is laughing at Brittany. Jan, 51 thumbs ups on TWB. Is that good enough for trivia? I think so. Tom Henry, Mickey Mouse, Brittany, Lockwood Anderson, how you doing? All right, let's do some trivia. Poor Brittany is going crazy. We've got everything set up here, so let me get my big-ass iPad fired up, and we will start with trivia right away, and let's have some fun. Thank you for being here tonight, everybody. I really appreciate the fact that you're with me today on a Friday night. Nice to have you here, and let's see what we can do. The first trivia question of the night. All righty. I need you to tell me, this quiz has 120 correct answers, but I will caution you, when you give me a correct answer, there could be 5 to 10 times that answer is a correct answer. So there aren't 120 different correct answers. There's only probably about 30 correct answers. So do not be intimidated that I'm looking for 120 correct answers. All right, that's the first thing I want to tell you. The second thing I want to tell you is this quiz is a USA state quiz, and almost all of you are going to be able to get correct answers. But only give me one answer at a time per submission. So when you send me an answer, just send me one at a time. Doesn't matter what channel you're on, I get the answers right here on my computer. Ellis, how long do you anticipate these companies can survive current cash burn rates and zero demand? Ellis, they're good for about another 9 months to a year. But between now and then, they've got to raise another 7 or 8 billion to show investors they're good for another 6 months to a year. If they don't raise that kind of cash in the next 6 months to 9 months, then a year from now, they haven't raised any fresh cash, then everyone knows when they're done for. So this is why constantly raising cash is important. Billy, that's good to know because the MSC has got beautiful ships. They are pretty, aren't they? They just had a tough time in North America with them. Jack, many of the canceled cruises have been rebooked using future cruise credits. The new cancellation will not include 25% bonus as was granted on the original cancellation. That'll be interesting to see too. Daniel Fields, thumbs ups, please. Jen, thanks, Daniel. All right, let's go. Here's your first quiz of the night. Tell me, from the history of the United States, over all the years of the USA, from 1890 until 2000, you tell me every census from 1890 to 2000, which state had the most population, the top 10 states with the most population from 1890 to 2000. It changed from beginning to there to now. So tell me what states have the most people living in them, and I'll tell you how many you're getting right, okay? Hopefully you haven't made that too complicated. I hope I didn't. I hope I explained that in a simple way. Rebecca Reimer is saying the state of Florida. There's a lot of people in the state of Florida. And you are correct. In 2000, Florida is number 4. In 1990, Florida was number 4. In 1980, Florida was number 7. In 1970, Florida was number 9 in population across the USA. In 1960, Florida was number 10. 1950, Florida didn't exist in the top 10. And prior to that, Florida did not exist in the top 10 for a state with a lot of people living in it. All right, that's one. Let's see what we can do next here. Where's our next one? All right, Matthew, New York. Yes, sir. New York is a complete winner. 1890, number 1. 1900, number 1. 1910, 1920, number 1. 1930, 1940, 1950. New York State was number 1. 1960, number 1. 1970, number 2. New York was no longer number 1 most populated state. 1980, number 2. 1990, number 2. 2000, number 3. New York State is now 3rd most populated state in the country. Rebecca Reimer, California. California entered the list in 1920 at number 8. 1930, California was number 6. 1940, California was number 5. 1950, California was number 2. 1960, number 2. California, 1970, number 1 state. 1980, 1990, and 2000, California, the most populated state in the country. New York and California are the first 2 guesses coming in here from all these wonderful people. What other states have got a bunch of population? Brittany is guessing Louisiana. Louisiana. Did Louisiana ever crack the top 10 in population for the United States of America? I'm looking from 1890 to 1940, 50, 60. Louisiana never made it into the top 10. Jen, Massachusetts, Boston, that town. Massachusetts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6 position in 1890. Number 7 in 1900. Number 6 in 1910. Number 6 in 1910. Number 8 in 1930. So 20 to 30 went down. 1940, number 8. 1950, Massachusetts was number 9. 1960, Massachusetts was number 9. 1970, Massachusetts was number 10. 1980, not on the list. 1990, not on the list. 2000, not on the list anymore. There you go. Texas, Art Guy. What about Texas? 1890, Texas looked like to be 1098. Number 7. Texas in 1900, number 6. In 1910, 1, 2, 3, number 5. 1920, number 5. 1930, number 5. 1940, number 6. 1950, number 6. 1960, Texas is number 6. 1970, Texas is number 4. 1980, number 3. 1990, number 3. And in 2000, Texas is number 2, passing New York State as the second most populated state in the United States of America. All right, California, Pennsylvania. Well, let's take a look at Pennsylvania. See what we can do here. Brittany Anderson, I think you got a winner. In 1890, number 2 in the United States. 1990, Pennsylvania was number 2. 1900, excuse me. 1910, number 2. 1920, number 2. 1930, number 2. 1940, number 2. 1950, number 3. 1960, number 3. 1970, number 3. 1980, number 4. 1990, number 5. 2000, number 6. Pennsylvania is now down to number 6 most populated state in the Union. Virginia has come in, courtesy of Paul Bowden. Virginia, not in 1890, not in 1900, not in 1910, 1920, 1930, 1940, 1950, 1960. Virginia, not in the top 10 ever. Carol had New York. Carla's got Texas. Janet's got New York. Janie's got California. We got Texas. Nevada. Brittany Anderson. What about Nevada? The state of Nevada where they love to gamble. Did it ever crack the top 10? I don't see Nevada anywhere. Nope, I do not have Nevada in the top 10. It's rising. I do believe that, but it's not here. What about New Jersey? Angela's thinking about New Jersey. Well, 1890, no. 1900, no. 1910, no. 1920, yes. 1920, New Jersey was at the number 10 spot. 1930, New Jersey came in number 9. 1940 at number 9. 1950, number 8. 1960, number 8. 1970, number 8. 1980, number 9. 1990, number 9. And in 2000, number 9. New Jersey is still in the top 10 at number 9. Nevada, we've done. Pennsylvania, we've done. New York, we've done. Massachusetts, we've done. Tennessee, the great state of Tennessee. 1890, no. 1900, no. 1910, 20. 1920, no. 1930, no. 1940, no. 50, no. 60. Tennessee was never in the top 10. Oklahoma, 1890, 1900, 1910, 20. No. Oklahoma, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Oklahoma is not in the top 10 anywhere. Utah is a new guess. Utah, 1890, 1900, 1920. Utah is not here. No Utah anywhere in our future, not in the top 10. Alabama, the great state of Alabama. 1890, 1900, 1910, 1920, 30s, 40s, 50s. Alabama does not crack the top 10. California, Connecticut. Connecticut, no. I can't find Connecticut anywhere. Sorry, no Connecticut in the top 10. Washington State, the state of Washington in the mighty Northwest, is not showing in the top 10 anywhere. Nope, it's not showing in the top 10. Oregon, the state of Oregon. Nope, the great city Portland does not have enough population to get the Oregon up there. Illinois, Carol Fassett. What about Chicagoans and Illinois? Yes, 1890, it was number 3. 1900, number 3. 1910, Illinois was number 3. 1920, number 3. 1930, number 3. 1940, number 3. 1950, number 4. 1960, number 4. 1970, number 5. 1980, number 5. 1990, number 6. In 2000, number 5 again. So it's right in the middle right now. Very interesting. Is Bruce looking on Stock Market's channel for answers to trivia? Either way, it's all good with me. Either channel. Jimmy C. Hey, Bruce and friends from Chicago. Welcome, Jimmy C. Brittany, what about the state of Kentucky? Did it ever crack the top 10 for population in the United States? Kentucky is not in the top 10 anywhere ever in the U.S. No. Mississippi, another deep South state. Mississippi did not crack the top 10 for the United States population. Brittany is thinking Ohio. Yes, number 4 in 1890, number 4 in 1900, 1904, 1910, 1904, 1920, 1904, 1930, 1904, 1940, 1950 is number 5, number 60, number 5, 1970, number 6, 1980, number 6, 1990, number 7, and 2000, number 7. Ohio slowly slipping. Margie says you can watch and play trivia on both channels. Michigan, Jen, where they make the cars. What about Michigan? 1890, Michigan, number 9. Farming community and Great Lakes state. Lots of commerce. 1900, number 9. Michigan was number 8 in 1910. Michigan was number 7 in 1920. Michigan, number 7 in 1930. Michigan, 1940 was 7th. 1950, 7th. 1960, 7th. 7th in 1970. 8th in 1980. 8th in 1990. And 8th in 2000. Brittany Anderson, Alaska, never in the top 10. Hawaii, never in the top 10. Arizona, never in the top 10. Okay, Margie says Sylvia. Texas, we've done. AZ, we've tried. Arkansas, never had a top 10 placement. Arizona, no. Ohio, we've done. Michigan, we've done. Texas, Virginia, Illinois, New Jersey, we've done them all. Let's see. There's one or two left, but that's all she wrote. You guys have got it practically done. Illinois, Washington State, Maine, no. Missouri, yes. Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, the Mississippi River, the trading highway of America in the early days. Missouri, 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5 in 1890, number 5 in 1900. Number 7 in 1910, number 9 in 1920. I think railroads came in and St. Louis started losing it. Number 10 for 1930, 1940, Missouri was number 10. And that's the last time Missouri was in the top 10. No longer part of it. Kansas. Do not see Kansas anywhere in the top 10. Illinois, we've done. John is saying, hi, Bruce. It's 6 a.m., 80 Fahrenheit, raining here in Bangkok, Thailand. Any chance Harmony of the Seas will sail as scheduled October 2021? 50-50, maybe 60-40 to the plus side, but no guarantees. But it's 2021, so it's a year. North Carolina. Carol, what about, Carol saying, Bruce, what about North Carolina? Was it ever in the top 10 for population in the United States? In 1950, North Carolina hit number 10. Then it was out again in 1960 and 70. But 1980, North Carolina came back in the top 10. And 1990, North Carolina was in the top 10, but it was out again in 2000. So it's been right around that line. A lot of growth in Carolina. Sylvia, it seems he is getting his answers on the other channel. I will just watch on this channel so he can get his watch times. Brittany, Michigan, we've done Michigan. Ohio, Michigan, we've done. Let's see, I got to man the barbecue. Have a good night, everybody. Billy, you take care. North Carolina, we've done. Illinois, we've done. Done Illinois, done. Phil Neglect on the Stock Market Channel, Bruce. Margie, you should be good. Your answers should be coming in here on my channel. I'm getting your comments, so you should be coming in. Matthew, what about Georgia, Bruce? Did Georgia ever crack the top 10 for population in the United States? 1910, Georgia was in the top, number 10 position, and in 2000, it was in number 10 position. 90-year gap, was in, out, back in. Georgia, Ohio, South Carolina. We had North Carolina. What about South Carolina? South Carolina never cracked the top 10. There's only 2 states left that I'm looking for, and these are early days. Georgia, New York, Michigan, no. We've done these already. Vermont, no. Colorado is not who I'm looking for. Indiana is one of the 2 states I'm looking for. Indiana was number 8 in the 1890, number 8 in 1900, number 9 in 1910. That was the last time Indiana was in the list. 1 state was in the top 10 in 1890 and 1900 and has never been again. It's a state that's rather flat. They grow a lot of corn there. And I will tell you also that this state is where Radar O'Reilly came from MASH. If you remember the show MASH, Radar O'Reilly was from this state, the middle of America, flat. Anybody know what state I'm talking about? It's got 4 letters, kind of like Ohio, but it's not Ohio. What is the state I'm looking for? Margie, you got it. It's Iowa. Iowa was number 10 in 1890 and 1900 in population, but then got passed by everybody else, and so Iowa is no longer in the top 10. All right, that was the first one. That's one of the hard ones. You guys didn't do so badly. Someone was asking me, hey, you think you could do a Canadian trivia one of these days? Maybe I think I can. I might just do that. Iowa, Nebraska, North Dakota, Iowa, and Iowa were the guesses. Thank you, everybody, for playing the first trivia game. Let's go to number 2 trivia question. Let's see how you guys do on the next one. Okay. Tell me if you can. See if you can make this one work for me. I'm looking for the names of the biggest Hollywood movie stars from 1980 to 1989. Which male or female were the biggest stars of Hollywood movies between 1980 and 1989? And if you need hints, I'll give you hints. But one guess per. Think of your favorite movies back in the 80s and give me the names of those actors. And we'll try to find them for you. And we'll see if you can guess them out of there. Let's see what happens. Folks, thank you for being here. 65 of you are here right now joining me for Trivia Friday night. We got Burt Reynolds. Oh, yeah, Burt Reynolds. He was a star in the 70s as well, of course, but he was number 1 in 1980, number 1 in 1981, number 1 in 1982. He was number 4 in 1983. He was number 6 or so in 1984. And Burt Reynolds was off the list in 1985. He was off the list in 86, 87, 88, and 89. So in the first several years of the decade, Burt Reynolds was right up there. You betcha. Demi Moore, fantastic. JJ, what about Demi Moore, Bruce? Ms. Demi Moore. Let's take a look for Ms. Demi Moore and see how she racked up here. How did she do on this 10-year window? Did she crack the top 10? Demi Moore. Demi Moore. I don't have her here. I don't have Demi Moore here. I have several female actresses, but not Demi Moore in 1980s. Clint Eastwood. Yes, Kirk Brunson, definitely. Clint Eastwood is number 3 in 1980. Number 2 in 81, number 2 in 82, number 1 in 83, number 1 in 84, number 3 in 85, number 7 in 86. And Clint, that was the end of Clint's top 10 run at that point in time. So he had a pretty good run. Let's see who else are coming in with guesses for the 1980s. Your favorite big-time movie stars. Margie is thinking Harrison Ford. What about Harrison Ford? Harrison Ford in 1981 was the number 6 actor in popularity, probably box office monies. 1982, he was not on the chart. 1983, he was back at number 6. 1984, number 3. 1985, number 8. Let's see here. 1986. Hang on a second here. We do this a little bit. There we go. See if I can get this to work properly. There we go. Okay, 1986, Harrison Ford. No. 87, Harrison Ford. 88. No. 89. Nope. He was in there for several years, but not everyone. Michael Douglas, Carla Miller. I love Michael Douglas. Great actor. Michael Douglas. How are you doing, Michael? Let's see. Michael Douglas. Did he crack the top 10? He did. Number 9 in 85. But let's see, 86, 87, he was number 2. He wasn't even on the list in 86. Michael Douglas in 89 by chance. He was back in 89 at number 4. So he was kind of in and out there a few times. Tom Cruise. All right, Tom Cruise. Tom has done okay for himself. He's worked very hard and has had some very good movies. He joined the list in 1983 at number 10. Tom Cruise was number 10 in 83. Tom Cruise, let's see, beyond that, number 1 star in 86, number 6 in 87, number 1 in 88, number 2 in 89. So, yeah. Harrison Ford we've done. Travolta. Someone's asking about John Travolta. He was number 6 in 1980. John Travolta, he was huge in the 70s, wasn't he? Oh, by the way, I forgot Harrison Ford was number 10 in 1982. I just saw him sneak in there. John Travolta, number 5 in 83. John Travolta was not on the list in 84. 85, no. 86, no. 87, no. 88, no. 89, no. So he was in there in the early part. Sally Field, you like me. You really like me, she said. Number 7 in 1980, Sally Field. Let's see, did she break in again the rest of the decade? Yeah, number 5 in 84. Ms. Sally Field. No, I just have her those 2 years. All right, Sean Connery. Well, you know, Sean was big in the 60s and 70s, but he had that revival later on. Connery, let's see, did he break into the list in the 80s? Sean Connery. Not showing him there. Sean Connery. 1989, he was number 9. He broke into the list right at the end of the decade. Probably 1990 he would have popped up again. Julia Roberts. The wonderful Julia Roberts. Let's see. Ms. Julia Roberts. I'm looking at 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. Are we early for Julia Roberts? 87, 88, 89, and 90. I don't have Miss Julia Roberts in the 80s. I think she's a star top 10 in the 90s. Eddie Murphy. Oh, I think we got a winner here. Eddie Murphy had done Saturday Night Live 1 season and then headed out to do movies. Unless he did 2 seasons. I can't remember for sure. But Eddie hit it big in the movies. 1983, he entered the top 10 for the first time at number 2. 84, he was number 4. 85, number 2. 86, number 2. 87, number 1 at the box office. 88, number 2. 89, he was number 7. Eddie had a good run. Michael J. Fox. Yes, Back to the Future. Mr. Fox, speaking of Canadian trivia, he's from, I believe it was Burnaby, British Columbia. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but Michael J. Fox entered the list in 1985 in number 4, position number 4. He was off in 86, but in 87 he was number 3. And then in 89 he was number 6. So he's kind of in there, out of there, in there. I think it was all depending on those Back to the Future movies. Harrison Ford, we've done this. Harrison Ford, Michael Douglas, Jack Nicholson. Yes, Jack Nicholson. Mr. Jack Nicholson. I used to remember watching the Oscars. He was always in the front row. You know, he was always in the front row, whether he was nominated or not, because he just made good eye candy for the television viewing audience. Jack Nicholson. Let's see, where is Jack in the 80s here? Mr. Nicholson. I'm looking for him. I'm trying to find him. Where are you, Jack? I thought you'd be here every time. Jack Nicholson. Surprise, surprise. He was number 1 in 89. It's the only year I've got him on the list. 89 as number 1. So probably in the 90s he took over. Julie, we've done. Tom Cruise, we've done. Tom Hanks. Are we early? No, we're not. 1989, Tom Hanks was number 5. 1988, he was number 3. But prior to 87, Mr. Hanks, I don't believe was showing. Mr. Hanks, 1990s and 2000s. Yeah, definitely. Paul Newman, now we're talking. Paul Newman. Paul Newman. Let's take a look here. Oh, am I missing out on Paul Newman? Oh, maybe I'm in trouble. I thought Paul Newman was up here. I might have confused him with another list I was looking at. Paul Newman, number 9 in 1982. Paul Newman. Yeah, Paul Newman, number 10 in 1986. And Paul Newman, just those 2 years out of the 10. Yeah, famous actor, of course. Harrison Ford, Sally Fields, Iowa. We've got people still guessing from the last quiz. Al Pacino. Al Pacino, he was dominant during the Godfather years. That would have been 72, 74, 75. Al Pacino was the bomb. Al Pacino, let's take a look for Al Pacino. In the 80s, I do not see Al Pacino as a top-notch, top 10 Hollywood star at that time. Nope. So little thing. Robert Redford, number 2 in 1980. Robert Redford. Let's see. Robert. He had done well in the 70s. Number 7, 1984. Let's see any more Robert Redfords here for the rest of the 80s. The man has an incredible body of work. No, I just have him twice. Carrie Fisher. Carrie Fisher, I'm not sure if she was ever a top 10 actress. Certainly when Harrison Ford came around, you know, she would have caught his coattails somewhat. But I don't know if she in her own right would have been up there as a top 10 actor in all of Hollywood. Doesn't look like it. Rob Lowe. Did he make the list in the 80s, or was he more of a 90s guy? Rob Lowe. Not showing Rob Lowe in this list. Jack Nicklaus, that's a golfer. Jack Nicholson is an actor. We've tried him already. Harrison, we've done. Tom, we've done. Sean Penn. Sean Penn. Did he have any kind of big year there anywhere? Sean Penn. Nope, I haven't got Sean Penn in the 80s. Susan Sarandon. Wonderful actress. Susan Sarandon. Not showing her here. No. I can't find her. Bruce Willis. Great first name that guy has. Love Bruce Willis. Mr. Bruce Willis. He was big with that Skyscraper movie. Die Hard and all the Die Hard spin-offs, of course. Bruce Willis. I'm not showing him in the top rankings in the 1980s. Amazing, isn't it something? Anthony Hopkins, phenomenal actor, but was he a top 10 box office draw actor in the 80s? We are looking. I'm not showing him. Not showing Anthony there. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was definitely a star in those years. Let's see if I can find him. I've got Arnold at number 6 in 1985. I've got him at number 4 in 1987, number 4 in 1988. So yeah, he was in the top 10 for sure. Sylvester Stallone. Yes, Rocky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rocky. He was number 3 in 82, number 3 in 83, number 1 in 85, number 6 in 86, number 8 in 87. And that's it. He had a nice run there in the 80s. Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer. Did she get up into the top 10? Let us see. Nope, I don't have Michelle Pfeiffer in the top 10. Robert De Niro, top-notch actor. A little bit. De Niro, Monsieur De Niro. I'm looking for Mr. De Niro, and I'm not finding him here in the top 10 anywhere. Nope, I don't have Robert in the top 10. Michael Douglas, Meryl Streep. Well, we got one here for sure. Ms. Meryl Streep, phenomenal actress, long, glorious career. She was number 10 in 1984, number 10 in 1985. So she's up there at that time, but I don't have her any other time. Sissy Spacek, number 8 in 1980. So she hit the list in 1980, but I don't think I've got her the rest of the decade. Nope, I don't. Al Pacino, we tried. Bette Midler. Ms. Midler, phenomenal talent. I saw her name here. Yeah, she was number 5 in 86. And number 7 in 88. So she had a couple of takes. Dan Aykroyd, Saturday Night Live fame, Blues Brothers and so on. I don't know if Dan ever made the top 10. Here he is, number 9 in 84. I found him. Dan Aykroyd. He was a number 10 actor for 1 year. He's had some really interesting roles, not necessarily starring roles, but he's had some really interesting roles over the years. I liked him in Driving Miss Daisy as the father of Miss Daisy. I liked him in that movie and others he's done. Robin Williams, Mr. Robin Williams. How did he do as a top 10 actor? Robin Williams, not showing him here as a top 10 until 1988. He came in at number 8, and then in 1989 he was number 3. So that's when he came up. Gene Hackman, incredible actor, busy actor, lots of movies. Gene Hackman, I'm not showing him coming in here, but a great actor. I loved him in The Firm. I really enjoyed his role in The Firm. Richard Gere. Richard Gere. Didn't he play? Here he is, 1982. He was number 8, and also 1983 he was number 8. He was in Shampoo, of course, but he was also in that. It was a Dick Tracy movie. Richard Gere. Yeah, he was in a couple here. A couple of times he was in the top 10. But I think that's it. All right. John Candy. I don't think John Candy ever hit top 10. But man, he was on his way to be a top 10 actor. Had both he and the director of those great movies, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Uncle Buck. The director that made those movies, Home Alone movies. Remember those? He was in the Home Alone. He was the accordion player in the back of the moving van. Remember that? Yeah, John Candy could have become a top 10er for a long time. He was moving up big time. He left us way too soon. Sean Connery, done. Dudley Moore. Yes, Dudley Moore was in the top 10 briefly. Dudley Moore, number 3 actor in 1981, number 4 in 1982, because of the movie Arthur. And he was brilliant. He was fantastic, so funny. But he was only a couple of years in the top bunch there. Tom, we've done Sharon Stone. Ms. Sharon Stone. Let's take a look for Sharon Stone. Sharon Stone. Top 10 box office draw. Nope, can't find her in the top 10. Not in the 80s. Can't find her. Sigourney Weaver. Now there's an actress who is a big draw, but I don't know if Ms. Sigourney Weaver ever became a top 10 draw in Hollywood onto herself. Aliens, love her in that movie. Aliens, Ghostbusters, of course, 1 and 2. But I don't have her here in the top 10. Mel Gibson. There's a guy who has had highs and lows, but he's a survivor, and Mel keeps on plugging. Mel Gibson. Number 10 in 1987. In 1989, I had him at number 8. Got him. Eddie Murphy, we've done. Jessica Tandy, never top 10. Robin, Anthony Hopkins, Sigourney Weaver, John Belushi, Eddie Murphy, Mel Gibson, Glenn Close. Let's see here. Glenn Close. Looking for Glenn Close. Glenn Close. No. Yes, 1987, number 8. Number 7. Sorry, number 7. But only the one time. Sigourney, we've done. Robert De Niro, we've done. Michelle Pfeiffer, we've done. Eddie Murphy, Meryl Streep, Cher. Did she crack the top 10 in the 80s? Yes, she was number 9 in 1987. Just the one time. Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman. I think we're early. I think we're a little early for Nicole. I think we got to go 90s or 2000s. Patrick Swayze. I don't know if Patrick Swayze was in the 80s. I don't have him. Kathleen Turner. Loved her in that movie that went back in time to her classmates in 1960. Kathleen Turner. Peggy Sue Got Married. Oh, that's a great movie with Kathleen Turner. She really did a great job. Number 9 in 1986 was her ranking. And so I have her just the one time. And number 10 in 1989. Excuse me, I got her there too. Arnold, John Stamos, Molly Ringwald. Molly with all those teeny bopper movies. in the 80s. Molly Ringwald. She was certainly a top 10 teen star, or early 20s. I mean, she wasn't a teenager, all those years. But I don't think Ms. Ringwald ever cracked top 10 all of Hollywood. Sissy, we have Bill Murray. Bill Murray. We have Bill Murray at number 10 in 1981. What movie would that have been? Would that have been Ghostbusters back then in 1981? Bill Murray. Let's see. Bill Murray was number 2 in 1984. Let's see. Bill Murray never won an Oscar, or I don't know if he ever won a Golden Globe. He did get an Oscar. Made a lot of people a lot of money. That's for sure. Michael J. Fox. Kevin Costner. Field of Dreams. And other movies I've really enjoyed him make. Kevin Costner. Let's look for Kevin Costner. The golfing movie Tin Cup. Kind of like that movie. Kind of a little quirky, but I liked it. Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner. I'm not showing Kevin Costner here. Yeah, I don't see him. Molly, we tried James Woods, Joe Pesci, Paul Newman. We've done Chevy Chase. Chevy was here, I believe. Chevy Chase, number 9 in 1983. Chevy Chase, number 5 in 85. Those are those vacation movies I think he did. He made himself a few bucks doing that. Bette Midler, we've done. Emilio Estevez. What was that movie? Stakeout? Remember that movie? And then they did the follow-up movie, the follow-up on that one. Those are fun movies. Emilio Estevez. I don't think, though, Emilio was a top 10 guy. I don't think so. No, let's move on. Sorry, I spelled Jack's name wrong. No problem. Robert Redford, we've tried. Daryl Hannah. Steve Martin. All right, look for both of them. Steve Martin was number 10 in 1980. Daryl Hannah and Steve Martin. They starred together in a Steve Martin led movie with the big nose. What was that called? It's not Ciriano de Bergerac. What was that called? It escapes me at the moment. I know you guys will know. But I don't see her. I don't see Steve a second time. But Steve is certainly a big box office draw. Martin Short. Mr. Martin Short, one of my favorite people in all the world. I would love to meet that man someday. I don't know if I would be able to stop laughing the entire time I was with him. Martin Short. Marty Short. Canadian, by the way. Canadian trivia, Not in the top 10, but oh my gosh, what a career. Martin Sheen, another phenomenal career. Mr. Martin Sheen, his son, the two of them together. Wow, what talent. But I don't see either of them in the top 10. All right, Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito, phenomenal actor on television and on the big screen. Danny DeVito. Let's see if I can find Danny anywhere here. Not showing him as a top 10er. I love that movie. Oh, here he is. He was number 5 in 1988. I love the movie, what was it, Crazy People? Something like that. Bruce Willis. We've looked already. Barbara Streisand, number 9 in 1980. Barbara was number 9 in 1980. And I don't know if she entered the list anymore. I don't see her anymore in the 80s. Okay. John Cusack, Jennifer Grey, Kevin Bacon, River Phoenix, Robin Williams, Tony Danza, Steve McQueen. Let's take a look here. A couple of quick looks. I'm not seeing them here. No. We're down to a handful. That's why I'm whipping through these. Charlie Sheen, also not here. Johnny Depp, Meg Ryan, Patrick Swayze, Ralph Macchio, Jeff Bridges, Jeff Goldblum, Rutger Hauer, Faye Dunaway, Matthew Broderick, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Leslie Williams, Chevy Chase, Green David Davis, Candy, Val Kilmer, Meg Ryan, George Burns, Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, Steve Martin, Michael Keaton, Billy Crystal, Charlie Sheen, Matt Dillon, Tom Hanks, Jeff Goldblum, Judd Nelson, Chevy Chase, Robin Williams, Roxanne, Michael Winslow, Richard Dreyfuss, Let's move on here. Nick Nolte, Jeff Daniels, Melanie Griffith. I'm looking for the gal that was in 9 to 5. She was with Dolly Parton and with the gal from Laugh-In, Lily Tomlin, the third gal. What was her name from 9 to 5? I'm looking for the guy that was in the movie The Graduate. Mrs. Robinson, are you trying to seduce me? What's his name? I'm looking for the other gal from 9 to 5, the singer from who was on 9 to 5. I'm looking for the guy who was who's known for his television role as Hawkeye on MASH. What's his name? He was a top 10 film actor. I'm looking for the gal that was known as Number 10 with Dudley Moore. What was her name? That actress. And I'm looking for the gal that was in Private Benjamin with the blonde hair. Anybody know who that is? Michael Keaton, William Hurt, Jane Fonda is correct. Jane Fonda is from 9 to 5. Roxanne is the movie you wanted to know about. That's right. Thank you. Dustin Hoffman. Yes, Dustin Hoffman was in The Graduate. 1980. He was the number 4 star in Hollywood. Let's see. Jane Fonda was also number 6 in 1982. Dustin Hoffman was number 5 in 1983. Let's see here. Any more for either of those two? Dustin Hoffman was number 10 in 1988 as well. What a career. I watched him once on that interview show. You remember the show on television where the guy had all those blue cards on the little TV table in front of him? They would sit in chairs, and he had all those blue question cards, stacks of them. And then the actor would sit on the other chair in front of an audience on a little stage. And he was on that show. And the questionnaire asked him a couple of questions about his early days. And within 5 minutes, Dustin Hoffman was crying. Because he was talking about his father. And he was talking about Willie Lomax in the play. What's it, Streetcar Named Desire? If I recall, I can't remember the next exactly. But anyway, he was talking about playing the role of Willie Lomax, and it was his father. And his father didn't realize that's who he was portraying. And I watched that. I started crying. He's such a great actor. Dustin Hoffman. Well done, everybody, for guessing Dustin Hoffman. Jane Fonda, we've got, yes. Alan Alda played MASH, Hawkeye on MASH. Alan Alda was number 7 in 1981. One of the top actors. I think it was the only time he was in the top 10. Alan Alda. I'm looking for the actor that was in... oh my gosh. He co-wrote Blazing Saddles with Mel Brooks, but he didn't star in it. They were thinking of using him as the Black Sheriff, but the Hollywood studios would have nothing to do with it. Then he started appearing in movies with Gene Wilder. They did about 3 movies together, and I'm trying to remember the one movie that they did together where they were wrongfully convicted and they were in prison, and then they went to the rodeo, and Gene Wilder could ride a bull like there's no tomorrow. What was that actor's name? The black actor. What was his name? Phenomenal comic, stand-up comic, one of the best of all time. I'm looking for the guy that formerly used to be known as, what's that guy's name? He was a Hollywood star, top 10. I'm looking for a Hollywood actor that is so tough. Everything is compared to how tough he is. Tough, karate tough. Like, he's tough. Who's this guy I'm talking about? And I'm talking about the guy that gets no respect at all. Absolutely no respect. What was his name? He was a Hollywood top 10 guy for a while. We have Bo Derek coming in. Yes, Bo Derek was numbered. She was the 10 in the movie 10 with Dudley Moore. Goldie Hawn, Carla Miller. That's right. I'm looking for Goldie Hawn. That's who I was after. Alan Alda, Bo Derek, Goldie Hawn, Bo Derek, Goldie Hawn, Goldie Hawn, Goldie Hawn, Bo Derek, Ruthless People, not Crazy People, Ruthless People. Love that movie. Classically funny movie. Kurt Russell is the husband of Goldie Hawn. Don Johnson, Inside the Actor Studio. That's right. Thank you. That's the show. Inside the Actor. Love that show. Richard Pryor. That's right. Richard Pryor is who I'm thinking about. Death of a Salesman. There you go. Thank you. You guys are, without you, I couldn't do the show. Jane Fonda, we've done. Here we go. Jane Fonda was number 5 in 1981 as well. Goldie Hawn, Whoopi Goldberg, Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder, Alan Alda, Richard Pryor. We've got Pryor, Bruce Lee, Rodney Dangerfield got no respect whatsoever. He was number 4 in the box office in 1986. Can you believe it? This guy I'm looking for, he was in a TV show shot in Hawaii, And then he was a co-star on the movie In and Out with Kevin Kline. He was the TV reporter, and he and Kevin Kline ended up hooking up at the end of the movie. Who am I talking about? What actor am I talking about? Who else we got here? Jackie Chan, Rodney Dangerfield, Rodney, Chuck Norris. Exactly. Chuck Norris is the tough guy. Number 7 in 1985. I'm looking for the musician formerly known as, who's that guy? He just died a few years ago, about 50-something years old. Didn't leave a will. Henry Youngman. Roddy, love that guy. If I got all the others, I think everything else you've got. It's just that one guy formerly known as that guy, and I'm looking for the actor that was In and Out, and here he is, Tom Selleck. It's Tom Selleck. Thank you. 1988, he was the number 9 movie star in Hollywood. The last artist I'm looking for is Prince. Here we go. The Prince has come in like crazy here. Prince. Prince was the number 8 highest paid movie star, highest grossing movie star in 1984. Those are all of them. We're done. That quiz is done. It took a while, but you guys did really well on this one. And when I started giving out hints, you had no problems whatsoever. Thank you, everybody, for that one. All right, let's move on to the next quiz. Here we go. This is childhood memories and current day. Let's see how well you do on this one. I'm looking for the names of the, can you name the anchors of the weeknight evening news for ABC, NBC, and CBS since 1950? From 1950 to 2010, who were the news anchors on the big 3 television networks? Who are they? Alrighty, let's see what happens. We've got all these other guesses that have came on. Beautiful job, everybody. Beautifully done. Tell me who it was who. Here we go. We've got some guesses coming in. We have Walter Cronkite. Yeah. Walter Cronkite was the host of the CBS Evening News from 1962 until 1981. Huntley, Chet Huntley. I'll take the first name. Chet Huntley. Yes, Chet Huntley was the host from 56 to 1970. And I'll give you David Brinkley. He was the co-host as well, 56 till 70. They ran it. Then David Brinkley on his own from 70, 71, and 76 to 79. He was the host as well. Brinkley. The Huntley-Brinkley Report. Let's go with the next guess here. We've got Peter Jennings. Peter Jennings. He was the host in 65 to 67 on ABC. Then he was the host from 78 to 83, and then he was 83 to 2005. So he was on twice. Walter Cronkite. Other hosts, Huntley Brinkley, Barbara Walters, Barbara Walters was a groundbreaker, I believe the first female host on network news on prime time television. She was on ABC, the network that broke the barrier from 76 to 78, only 2 years. She gave it up because she could do far better not being on that desk with all the sexism. She moved on. Edward Morrow. No, Mr. Morrow was not a host in the proper sense of the word, but he was the head writer and one of the top guys at CBS News. Absolutely. And I really believe he should be on this list. I agree. Chuck Scarborough. No, he never was a host on primetime for the big 3 networks. Cronkite we have. David Brinkley. Tom Brokaw. Nightly News, NBC Nightly News from 82 to 83 and 83 to 2004. We got Huntley and Brinkley, Chet Huntley, Peter Jennings, Prince came in finally. We have Diane Sawyer. Yes, Diane Sawyer. World News Tonight, December 2009 is when she started on ABC. Ron Burgundy, nice try. Dave Brinkley, Ted Koppel. Did Ted Koppel ever host the news in prime time? No, he did not. He had his own show in the evenings. That's right, Barbara Walters. Jane Pauley did not host the evening news. No. David Muir. I'm looking for David Muir. Nope, I haven't got David Muir. Bryant Gumbel. Bryant Gumbel did not host the news. He was, I believe he was what, the Today Show or the Morning Show, whatever it was called. Harry Reasoner. Harry Reasoner. Yes, Harry Reasoner, ABC Evening News from 1970 to 78. Harry Reasoner was the guy. Yes. Mike Wallace, CBS. No, he was on 60 Minutes, but not a host, not a anchor. Tom Brokaw, we've done. Edward Morrow, no. Katie Chung. Connie Chung. Connie Chung was CBS Evening News co-host 93 to 95. Harry Reasoner. Harry Reasoner was on 60 Minutes as one of the correspondents, but he was not the host of the a primetime show. Leslie Stahl, she was also and still is 60 Minutes. Dan Rather, yes, Dan Rather took over after Walter Cronkite from 81 to 2005. Dan Rather was on the air. Howard K. Smith is who I'm talking about here. ABC News, 69 to 76. Howard K. Smith, one of the best. Peter Jennings, Smith, Dan Rather, Connie Chung, John Roberts. Have we got a John Roberts? Nope, I don't have John Roberts. Katie Couric. Yeah, Katie Couric, 2006 and forward. Bill Butel. Nope, don't have Bill Butel. Frank Reynolds. Yes, 78 to 83. Frank Reynolds had the silver hair. He had a full head of hair, but it was all silver. And he was on the air live when Reagan was attempted assassination. And he went on live on ABC, and he was on for hours that day. And it was pretty hairy stuff. Indeed. Brittany, just listening, unless I know any answers. No problem, Brittany. Ernie Anastos, I don't think so. Hugh Downs was not an anchor, but he was senior in the news division, definitely. Dan Rather, Douglas Edwards. Yeah, Doug Edwards, 48 to 1950, 50 to 62 on CBS. Katie Couric, Roger Grimsby. Now, there's a name for news. Roger Grimsby. Oh, by the way, Frank Reynolds was also on from 68 to 69 to 69 to 70. Grimsby, I don't have him. Too depressing a name. Scott Pelley, I don't have him. I think he is currently the guy, or had been, and I think this quiz stopped before then. Brian Williams, yes. Brian Williams, NBC, 2004 forward. Brian Williams now does the 11 o'clock news on CNBC. Lester Holt, yes. Lester is now hosting, but I don't have the years, but he is on the air. Wolf Blitzer's on CNN. Harry Reasoner is 60 Minutes. Lou Dobbs was a financial guy always and only. Scott Pelley ran the show. McNeil Lair were on PBS, and Jane Pauley was on. Jane Pauley was not an anchor. She was on. Oh my goodness, trying to remember what Jane was on. She was on like Good Morning America or something like that. Ruth Ginsburg, U.S. Supreme Court Justice, just passed away. Oh my goodness, are we going to see some serious poop now? Oh my gosh, we're going to be. Politics is going to be flying out the window the next several weeks. This is going to be crazy. We'll see what happens. Let me give you some names. Bob Schieffer was a CBS host for 2005, 2006. John Cameron Swayze was on NBC from 48 to 56. Then John Chancellor from 70 to 82. Frank McGee from 70 to 71. Roger Mudd, 80 to 83. John Charles Daly was the head of ABC News and the lead anchor 1953 to 1960. During the years, he was also the host of What's My Line, I believe was the show where you had to try to guess what they did for a living. Ron Cochran from 62 64 on ABC. Bob Young, 67 68. Max Robinson from 78 to 83. Bob Woodruff, January 2006. Elizabeth Vargas from 2006. And Charles Gibson, 2006-2009. Those were all the remainder. Roger Mudd, art guy, way to go. You nailed it. Those were the hosts of the news hours. Isn't that amazing? All righty, let's see what's going to happen next. Oh my gosh. All right, let's move on to the next quiz. We got one here. I love this one. This one's always fun to do. Let me set this up for my marker. And here we go. All right. Can you name the hosts of the following game shows? All right. I'm going to give you the names of game shows. Tell me who the hosts were. Who was the host of, and who's always been the host of Jeopardy? Who's been the host of Wheel of Fortune? Who's the host from 2006 to 2008 of 1 versus 100? Who's the host of that show? Who was the host of Double Dare in 86 to 88? And we got some obscure games here. Jen is saying they all smoked in the early days. They sure did. Roger Mudd, Anne-Marie Green. Alex Trebek, that is correct. Alex Trebek has been the host of Jeopardy all the way and still is. Pat Sajak, Wheel of Fortune, absolutely correct. Alex T. John Robe, Alex Trebek, Vanna White. Let's go on to the next one. Who was the host of Press Your Luck from 83 to 86? Who was the host of Name That Tune, 1955 to 1959? Who was the host of Family Feud from 76 to 85 and 94 and 95? Who were the hosts of these shows? And I just heard that Ginsburg died. Jen, Ginsburg died. She passed away. Oh, have we got problems coming up? Pat Sajak, Chuck Woolery. I'm not asking for these guys. I've already asked for those. Let's move on. Mark Summers. Mark Summers was the host of Double Dare from 86 to 88. Bob Saget from 1 to 100. That's right. Let's see. Mark Summers. Richard Dawson was the host of Family Feud, the original. That is correct. Moving on, who was the host of Greed? Who was the host of Supermarket Sweep? Who was Fear Factor's host from 01 to 06? Match Game from 62 until 82. Who was host of Match Game for 20 years? Who was the host of Survivor from 2000 to just recently to 2018? Who are these people? Who are these hosts? Alex is still doing the show. 3 contestants are 6 feet apart. Who is the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? The original primetime host. Who was the host of the $64,000 question? Tic-tac-toe. Deal or no deal? Win, lose, or draw? Let's make a deal. Give me the host names. Gene Rayburn. Gene Rayburn was the host of Match Game from 1962 until 1982. Kelly Aston is in the house. How you doing, Kelly? Michael G. Jeff Probst was the host of Survivor. Joe Rogan is the host of Fear Factor. Regis Philbin was the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Original Primetime. Regis. Howie Mandel was the host of Deal or No Deal. Who's the host of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Who's the host of Shop Till You Drop? The Newlywed Game. The $100,000 Pyramid. Original host. The Price is Right, who was the host for all those years. And Hollywood Squares, who was the host from 98 to 2004. We've got Bob Barker. That's right. Bob Barker is the host of The Price is Right. Wink Martindale. That is right. Wink Martindale is the host of Tic-Tac-Toe from 78 to 86. Howie Mandel, we've done. Let's see. I should be getting these. I love game shows. Jeff Foxworthy. So you think you're smarter than a fifth grader. That's right. 4 years he did that show. Jeff Foxworthy. Still looking for the hosts of Press Your Luck. Name That Tune. Greed. Supermarket Sweep. The $64,000 question. Win, lose, or draw. Let's Make a Deal. Shop Till You Drop. The Newlywed Game. The $100,000 Pyramid. And Tom Bergeron. We've got Drew Carey, who's doing it now on Price is Right. Richard Dawson was the original host of Family Feud. We're waiting for the rest of them. Have I stumped the panel for the other guesses? We're looking for Peter Tom Markin for Press Your Luck in 83 to 86. George DeWitt from 1955 to 59 was Name That Tune. How could you forget him? Chuck Woolery for Greed, 99 to 2000. Dave Ruprecht for Supermarket Sweep. Hal March, $64,000 question. Vicki Lawrence for Win, Lose, or Draw. We got Paul Lynn, Monty Hall, and Pat Flynn. Monty Hall for Let's Make a Deal. Pat Finn for Shop Till You Drop. Bob Eubanks for the Newlywed Game. And Dick Clark for the original $100,000 pyramid. It used to be the $10,000 pyramid. Then it was the $25,000 pyramid. Became the $100,000 pyramid. Inflation, you know. Tom Bergeron had Hollywood Squares from 98 to 2004. And that is that quiz. We're done with another one. How about that? All right, let's move on to another, if we can. This is your last quiz for the evening. Folks, let's see what happens with this last quiz tonight. Let's get this marker up and running right now. Here we go. I'm ready. Okay, tell me what comedy series on U.S. television, what comedy series, excuse me, what comedy series won both Golden Globe Awards and Emmy Awards on sitcoms? The sitcoms that won at least one of each through their run. Okay, all the sitcoms on television that won Golden Globe Awards and Emmy Awards as best comedies for the year. All right, the top comedies. All right, here we go. Modern Family is the first guest to come in. Ed O'Neill was the lead actor. That is correct. A Golden Globe in 2012, Emmys 2010, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Modern Family. Golden Girls, Brittany Anderson. Golden Girls, they won the Golden Globes in 86, 87, 88, and the Emmys in 86 and 87. Yes, the Golden Girls, absolutely. Sanford and Son. Sanford and Son did not win both. Cosby Show. The Cosby Show won the Golden Globes in 85 and an Emmy in 1985. Only one time. Rebecca Reimer is thinking Happy Days. Did Happy Days win them both? They did not. Full House. Full House did not win both awards. Married with Children definitely did not win those awards. Cheers, Golden Globe in 1991, Emmys in 83, 84, 89, and 1991. Brittany Anderson is thinking the show Friends. The show Friends did not win both awards. They won one, but not both. Golden Girls we've done. We're now coming in here at how many more quizzes are? This is the last one. Roseanne is being guessed. Roseanne did not win both awards. The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory did not win Golden Globes and or Emmy Awards. All in the Family. Golden Globes, 72, 73, 74, 78, Emmy, 71, 72, 73, 78. All in the Family, won a bunch of them. Big Bang, no go. Friends, no. I Love Lucy, no. They didn't have Golden Globes when I Love Lucy was on the air back in the early 50s. MASH, not Nash, but MASH. Golden Globe in 82, Emmy in 74. Seinfeld, Golden Globe in 94, Emmy in 93. Frasier, Golden Globe in 94, Emmys 94, 95, 96, 97, 98. Saturday Night Live is not a sitcom. Roseanne did not win. Odd Couple, The Odd Couple did not win both. Mary Tyler Moore Show did not win both awards. Incredibly, did not win both awards. But the spin-offs and the actors and actresses went on, yeah, but not that show. Taxi, the show Taxi did not win both. Oh, yes, it did. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes, Golden Globe, 79, 80, 81. Emmy, 79, 80, 81. That was a hell of a show. Taxi, I used to really enjoy watching it. I didn't think it was here. Tool Time with you know who. I don't think so. I don't think that was that was the name of the show, but he didn't win it. No, it wasn't here. Any more comments? Here we go. That 70s show. No, that 70s show did not win. Oh, that's interesting. That 70s show. The Simpsons. The Simpsons did not win both. MASH, we have. Cheers, we've done. Home Improvement is the show that we're thinking of, and it did not win both awards. The Brady Bunch, no. Different Strokes did not win both awards. Tell me your favorite comedies of all time. Let's see if I can give you some hints here. The gal that starred in this show, I believe she went on to marry Harrison Ford. She's just a tiny little thing. I believe that's who I think that's who this is. You let me know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she married Harrison Ford. Let's see. Let's see. What other one are going? Oh, okay. This show I'm thinking about takes place in Washington, D.C. That's the premise. And she has a different secretary every week. Every show, she has a different secretary because they just don't last. What's the name of that show? You remember that show? Art Guy, Murphy Brown. Yes, Murphy Brown. Golden Globe in 1990, Emmys in 1990 and 92 for Murphy Brown. Absolutely. Reba McEntire show. Reba did not win it. Three's Company did not win both awards. Ally McBeal. Ally McBeal won a Golden Globe in 88, 89, and an Emmy in 1999. Yeah. Ally McBeal came in again. Ally McBeal. The Office, the show called The Office. No, I don't have the show The Office winning the awards, both awards. What else am I looking for? Oh my goodness. How do I give a clue for that one or that one? I don't know how to do that. Carol Burnett show. No, not Carol Burnett. Just hang on a second here. I've got to take care of some things here. A little housekeeping here. Here we go. The television show, the setting was New York, a cop shop. It was a bunch of cops in New York, and every week these zany people would get arrested, and the poor captain would just shake his head and go, I can't believe these people. As the World Turns, no, Frasier we've done. The Cosby Show we've done. What is the cop show? Starred Hal Linden as the lead actor in that show. The other show I'm looking for is set in New York in Rockefeller Center. What was the name of that sitcom? Led by the gal who used to be the head writer for Saturday Night Live, and she used to do Weekend Update. Laverne and Shirley, no, but Barney Miller, yes. Barney Miller was the Golden Globe winner, 76, 77, and an Emmy in 82. Barney Miller, absolutely great series. The show I'm looking for was set in New York. It was 4 women that loved fancy clothes. They were all fashionistas, and they always had a different boyfriend. Who am I talking about? They also made movies. They also went to Hollywood and made movies about this show. Matt Michaels and Michael, you got it, 30 Rock. 30 Rock won a Golden Globe in 2009, and they won the Emmys in 07, 8, and 9. What else am I looking for here? Yeah, I can't figure this one. The Blank Years. That's all I can tell you. The Blank Years. We've done Frasier, Elf, no. Sex and the City, yes. Sex and the City. A Golden Globe, 2000, 2001, 2002, Emmy in 2001. Designing Women, no, but funny show. Sex and the City, correct. Designing Women, no. But good guess because I gave that hint, didn't I? A show starring Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Do you know who that would be? This show starred Fred Savage. The Wonder Years. Thank you, everybody. The Wonder Years. Golden Globe in 89, Emmy in 88. Murphy Brown we've done. The Wonder Years we've done. I'm now looking for 2, and I haven't given you a hint on one of them because I'm holding it for last. The second last one I'm looking for has stars Phoebe Waller-Bridge, won a Golden Globe in 2020 and an Emmy in 2019. It's a current show. And we have Wonder Years coming in, but the show is called Fleabag. I've never seen this show, Fleabag. Now, one last guess for one last quiz for the show. All right. Those of you who follow this channel, I mentioned this show the other day on my other live show, and it takes place in New York City, takes place in the Catskills, takes place in comedy clubs. It's on Amazon Prime. It's not even on network television. It's on Amazon Prime. It won a Golden Globe in 2018, an Emmy in 2018. They've only done 3 seasons, going into their 4th season. Wondering if anybody can tell me what the name is. Fleabag just came in. Simpsons is not what I'm looking for. Stars Rachel Brosnahan. What is the name of this show that runs anywhere from about 30 to 40 minutes an episode, because they don't have commercials, on Amazon Prime? I highly recommend you see it. Here come the guesses. They're right here. I see them on my phone. They're showing up. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Yes, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I am telling you, again, if you want to see something funny, check out that show. If you can get your hands on Amazon Prime's network television, watch Marvelous Mrs. Maisel episodes. They're just hilariously funny. Start with number 1 because they go in sequence, and it's a great show. Great actors. Oh my gosh. And the sets and the attention to detail for fashion, cars, settings, surroundings, it's incredible. I mean, even going into a deli, it's like 1958. It's incredible. Really cool. Okay, that's it. That's it for my show today. We're done. I want to say thank you to all of you who have taken the time to hang out with me all this time and to join me tonight on Stock Markets with Bruce and Traveling with Bruce. Enjoyed hanging out with you for a Friday night. I hope you have a great weekend this weekend. I hope your weather is good. I hope you're all safe and watch your social distancing. Don't forget to wear your masks. And I will see you Monday night. If you're a sponsor member, join me at 7 o'clock Eastern as a sponsor member. You can become a sponsor member by hitting one of the links down below. 33 cents a day gets you into the club. We'll see you at 7 o'clock Eastern for a 1-hour show just for you guys. At 8 o'clock, we're wide open. Anyone can come on into the channel. And that's our big show of the week. We talk about what's going on in the cruise world and everything else, and we visit with each other. I look forward to having you join me then. Thanks again for being here. Thank you for all your support out there for everything I do. Let's finish off with something new for you before the last of you go. Those of you who waited this long, you get one more treat. I have a puppy. I have a pussycat. And I've got fireworks. Thanks, you guys, for being here. Matthew, thank you. Kirk, thank you as always. Rebecca, thank you for being here tonight. Jeannie, thank you. Empress Vibes. Carla Miller, thank you. Emily, thank you. You take care. Paul Bowden, thank you. Art Guy, thanks for the round trivia. Jen, thank you for thank you for your donations. Thank you, Jen. Too cute. Emily, so cute. They love the pussycats and the puppy dogs. Matthew, thank you. Emily, love the fireworks. Jen, thanks for the Friday entertainment. See you guys on Monday. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you Monday night. Bye for now.